Hi everybody, welcome back. Hi vlogsters, good morning. This is my second cup of coffee, and I realized the other day, let me just take a sip of it because it's hot now and there's a couple of things that I had questions about. You know, I just realized I started answering that question and I don't know what happened to it. I have to go back in the comments because I think I liked a comment that had a lot of questions and I was falling asleep and I forgot to answer the questions. So it won't show up in my... So there's a category you can have your settings to like only show the comments that you didn't take care of yet, or you didn't respond to, or you didn't react with. Engage. No, there's a word in there. And I just realized that last night when I was falling asleep, I read this lady's comment. She was talking about my straw. And it was not a name I recognized, so forgive me that I don't remember it. She's kind of new, she said. And I didn't answer her questions. But I will answer this one question for you, and then I'll go back and find your comments. Yes, my straw is upside down. The reason my straw is upside down, it is upside down, by the way. This is to prevent the straw from coming out of the cup. The reason it's upside down is twofold. If I have to take the straw out for any reason, I risk spilling the hot coffee because I think I mentioned once before that my center of gravity is kind of off when I lay down. And I risk taking the cover off. So the other thing is the straw, oftentimes, which may be gross to some people, but it's not gross to me. I have to use the same straw for like when Jim brings me a soda. I don't care that there's a little coffee in my cream soda. That doesn't bother me. So if it bothers you, I'm sorry. So I will swap the straw out from container to container. I don't have to take the cover off. This straw, just so you can see, because it prevents the straw from coming out, won't go in the right way, obviously, for obvious reasons. So I just use it upside down. That's all. I mean, I don't care. It doesn't hurt my lips. My mouth doesn't go on it that much, so. If I did, maybe that would make a difference. Now, my water cup, I often pick up my water cup like this, especially when it's behind me. So if I'm facing Jim and I need a drink of water, I'll reach behind me, I'll grab the straw, and I'll pick up the water cup like this, and I'll bring it over to me. This one, as you can see, is in the right way because I just use it for my water. I won't even use that straw. I won't even use that straw when it's being washed and it's, dirty, whatever. I won't even use it for anything else but water. So, the two of them. I have that, and I have the other one that's like the Pioneer Woman one. Actually, this is the Pioneer Woman one. The other one is, well, okay. So here's a really funny story. This is a Pioneer Woman cup, and I got it with a silver top and a white straw, a clear straw with white swirls. This lid goes to the Aladdin mason jar one. For some reason, in all the years that I've had them running through the dishwasher, the lids fit the other cup better now. I don't know why. It's really weird. I don't know if it has to do with like that silicone ring that's in there, heat and expand. I don't really know. It's kind of crazy, but they were the exact same at one point because Aladdin actually was making the Pioneer Woman ones. Anyway, good morning. So there's a couple of things that I mentioned. Not a couple things. I mentioned... First, I'd like to apologize for my crazy 2-part video of... As I'm editing, I wanted to share all that information with you, but I realized I was speaking in a way... I was speaking in a way that I look at it back now and I'm thinking, was I so anxiety-ridden that I just babbled? And I didn't babble. It all coherently made sense. However, I was talking to you guys like I talk to my bestie. And when we talk, Lisa and I talk on the phone, even when I talk to Sharon on the phone, we'll often veer off to a little conversation that actually is part of what we're talking about, type of thing. So, guys, hold on one second. Sorry about that, guys. I just had a message come across for Jim, so I wanted to basically make sure he got that before it was too late. A lot of times my phone number is connected to an account that we share, or sometimes the opposite. His phone numbers, and we have to like let the other person know something's happening. So anyhow, I started that video like I would talk to like my besties, where we like start a conversation and then we'll think of things that like maybe might be pertinent to the conversation, or maybe like reminds us we forgot to tell you something else. And that's how that video was the other day. I just talked to you like I was on the phone with Lisa Sharon. So the funniest part is I thought it was going to be short, and I was like ending it, and I was like, oh my sweet Lord Jesus, it is 45 minutes long. And I was like, what the heck did you talk about for 45 minutes? So when I went to go edit it, the reason I'm not putting up 45-minute videos is twofold. First of all, it does help me have like a day off, which lately is very important. Not every day. So sometimes if I feel really good, I'll just vlog anyway, and then I'll post it like after that. But like yesterday, I didn't feel good, so it was kind of really a great happenstance, I guess. I woke up and I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot to do a video. And I was like, oh no, I forgot. It's 2 parts and I already uploaded it and stuff. So it's just, yeah. So there's a couple of things I just like to talk about first. The first thing was in the beginning of the last video, which was 2 days ago, I mentioned that Jimmy and I started doing something together that I'm really enjoying. And basically what it is we have coffee in the morning. So I think that you guys know probably that I sit here and have coffee, and he goes in his office and he takes time to wake up. And I asked him the other day, I was like, why? Why don't we have coffee together in the morning? And why don't we wake up together? And he actually said, I don't know. So I said, let's try it. And it's been so enjoyable. And he's like, I'm trying to enjoy it. He was honest. He was like, I'm trying to enjoy it. And I was like, well, I am enjoying it tremendously. We actually are getting to connect. We aren't talking about any serious subjects because he's not quite awake yet, but we still have time for like at the end of he's finally awake time where we can actually talk about if there's a serious subject. I feel like we laugh a lot more. I feel like we bonded so much more. I actually took a picture the other day, so I'll try to share it here or there or wherever, somewhere at the end or something. But I really did just enjoy it. I've really just been enjoying it, I should say. So yeah, so he sits in the chair. That's, I think my brace, can you see my brace or no? My brace is back here because he sits in the chair and I just lay here and we look at each other and talk to each other and have our own wake-ups together. We try to no devices, which is not always successful, but we actually talk to each other about it. So like perfect example was this morning. He was having trouble uploading his video yesterday, so he took some of the advice that I gave him from all the years of having trouble uploading a video. And he took care of all that, and he restarted it, and now it's uploading. And so he had his device out for that, but he wasn't like focused on his device. It was just like he said it and he put it down. Another thing was my device. I actually said, I wanted to share with him a comment that I got, a really nice comment that I got. And I said, can I just show you? And he's like, sure. So I picked up my device and I got the comment out because I wanted it to be verbatim. So I had by the way, all of you people sound like an Australian man. I just want to let you know. That's the voice that my Siri has. And whenever he reads the comments to me, it's always in an Australian male voice. I think that's just hysterical. I probably should change it. I don't know if I could change it for everything. So, the comments would come off as a woman, at least whether she's American or not. There's another thing altogether. But anyway, so I had played the comment for him, and then I put the phone back down. And then yesterday, we had things to add to the shopping list. We were talking about meal prep for the week, and it was Monday, and what groceries we needed. So that's what we did yesterday. So I was like, I'm just going to grab my phone and I'm going to add it to the shopping list. And he's like, that's fine. And at first I was like, I asked Siri to create a note with all the things that I needed, like basically, because I could just do that without picking the phone up. And, but then Jim's like, do we have such and such on the shopping list? And I was like, I think I have it in the shopping cart. So then I ended up picking up the phone to put all the stuff in the shopping cart. But it's really like we're trying to not be engaged in our phones. We're trying to be engaged with each other, which I think is so important. I said it's important for me, but I really feel like it's important for him. I've mentioned to you guys before, I don't really want him to have to regret not spending quality time with me in these next few years, because if they end up being quality time with me in these next few years, because if they end up being my last few years, I don't want him to feel like he missed out, or he feels bad. So right now he's doing it for me, and I'm fine with that. I really am. I mentioned a few things, like today I have to wear my brace because I have my nuclear bone scan, which by the time you're watching this, obviously was yesterday. And hopefully I'll be able to share the test results from both of those in a couple of days. I might even do that update on my main channel, just because not everybody comes here from that. Not everybody's here that was following my cancer journey, I guess. They have to come here then, too bad. But make them come here. I'm just kidding. But I'll hopefully be able to share both test results with you in a few days. And hopefully they're all good. Let's just say that. Let's see. My fan was making a lot less noise last night. I wonder what happened. Oh, and I don't have my earbuds in. Dang it. That's what it is. That's what's missing from this conversation. Anyhow, so I am really enjoying mornings with coffee. I am. That was a dribble. Today I have on my Frey Life shirt that says, "Hope changes everything." And I absolutely love it. It is the closest to orange out of this series of t-shirts. Jim has one, I think, that says gratitude, and he absolutely wears it to death. I think it says gratitude. It does say gratitude. I won a Instagram Frey Life, like they randomly pick. And actually, Mary and Peter don't even run their Instagram channel. They have a friend who does it. Not their pages. They have the Frey Life. So Mary is Frey Living, Peter is the Peter Frey Life, and then there's the Frey Life, and that's really like about the store. It's like their store channel. And I just commented on an Instagram post because it was like, she asked like a question, I think, and then I answered the question. I don't really remember now, to be honest with you, but I thought, and it's really funny because I had really thought, when they told me I won, I really, really thought that I told them just pick the next person, because first of all, I have the prize, but now I'll have two, so too bad. But I actually might give it away as a gift, just to pass on the joy, gratitude, and grit. But I didn't. I was like, I really thought I said thank you. I was so grateful to get it. I was so happy to get it. And she said when the person who runs the store told me, she's like, I was super excited. And I was like, aw. The other thing is, I was going to say, I think these shirts are still available. And I'm most definitely sure that the joy, gratitude, and grit stuff is still available. So if you guys haven't visited the Frey Life store, you really need to, because they have such inspirational things on there. Anybody who's got any kinds of physical limitations or challenges really could really benefit from all the encouragement that comes with their apparel and their like their jewelry, their tote bags, whatever it is. You know, they have great sayings like courage, choose joy, celebrate the little things. All the, you know, these are really great sayings. Take the next step, which is just like, wow. It's another way of saying like one day at a time, but it's put in so poignantly because it is just about just taking the next step, and it's just, they blow me away. Anyhow, so about today, I don't know if this is relevant to everybody, but I'm sure it's relevant to many. The both nervous anxiety and anticipatory anxiety that comes along with these types of tests. So I have no anxieties about the test. They are going to inject a radioisotope into my arm for 24 hours. We have to Jimmy has to empty the commode every time. I have to wipe with wipes, which I do anyway. That kind of thing. It's not a huge amount of radiation, but it's enough. And they inject me with the radioisotope again, not nervous about that. And then they scan me 3 hours later, and not really nervous about that either. It's quite comfortable the way they lay you down on the thing. You know, it's a hard bed, but it's comfortable. Like, put a thing under my knees and let's go. Do these crazy positions like I'm doing Running Man and let's go. That being said, waiting for the results. Waiting for the results is both that anticipatory anxiety, like when a good event is happening, like how you are the day before your wedding, but also like that nervous anxiety and that little bit of stressful anxiety that comes along with it. It's like all these anxieties put together, and you're like, It's a little bit why I was talking to you guys the other day, like I talk on the phone. It's just that my mind really needed to be focused. You know, like I really just needed to be like here with you. And it's just, I don't know if anybody else gets like that, but I'm sure many do. How do you deal with it? How am I dealing with it? How do you deal with it would be a great question for the comments. Just if you guys have any tips that I'm not going to share, how I'm dealing with it, that would be so wonderful. I do not journal. People have recommended me journaling. I used to journal when I was younger. I feel a lot like my visual acuity and my arthritis has really affected how I journal. I know that sounds, I'm not making excuses. I'm not as comfortable journaling as I used to be. Let's just put it at that. I talk to my friends and family, which I do. Last night I sent out a love blast. So there's this really cute, if you have an iPhone, you can create your like little meme. And I created my little meme, and there's this really cute emoji that has like, she's doing this with her hands. And what I did was I screenshot it for all of the people who don't have iPhones, and I sent like a picture. So I just love blessed at everybody, and I just felt like that's what I needed to do. I just felt like that was what I was called to do at the moment, and that really did help. I wanted to let everybody know that I love them. I was anxious about what was going on, but this was the focus of it. And I kind of feel like if I didn't love my friends and family, would I be fighting so hard? I'm not fighting for them. I'm obviously fighting for myself. But they're very much a part of my motivation, as you guys are too. But I consider you friends and family, so that's why. But, so if my friends and family, weren't, I guess so prevalent isn't the word. I don't know, if they weren't so supportive in different ways. Here's what I mean by that. Lisa is a hippie. She has a very grounding, white light, earth mother type caring, but also she's very protective because she's a mama bear. So she has that whole side for me. She has that whole like, you know, just breathe. It's going to be okay. It's, you know, imagine, you know, that it's over and it's good and you'll see. Sharon has the sort of like overall mentality. Yes, it's going to be good, but no matter what it is, we'll get through it. We love you. That type of a situation. My sister Alicia is a very like, pull up your big girl panties and get the freaking test over and let's just get it done. And my sister Jane is like, sort of like that whole like CYA. If you don't know what CYA is, it's cover your hiney. It should be CYH, right? Which is just like, get it checked out, get it done. Like, she's not a hypochondriac because the things that bother her actually end up being something. You know, she actually has things wrong with her. And she didn't feel like, I don't know, Janie, if I'm speaking out of turn, but I kind of feel like for years you didn't want to be like, I'm going to the doctor every time something's wrong with me because we were like not raised that way. But now it's like I have insurance. So yes, every time something's wrong with me, I'm going to the doctor and then I find out something is wrong with me. So my sister Jane gives me that whole like CYA. Get it checked out, get it looked at, get it talked to your doctor, do this, like, which is so important because normally I have that same mentality, like, you know, if it's important, the doctor will call me. So I do reach out to the doctor. I don't call them because I have to tell you the truth. I find it much easier to get a quicker result when I talk on the portal. It's weird. I think that's because when you talk to the doctor, you have to wait for the doctor to be available to call you back on his terms. But when you talk on the portal, the nurse can go to the doctor and say, Jeri-Ann Henson said this. What can I tell her? And they don't have to wait for the doctor to have a half an hour to talk to me on the phone. Does that make sense? So I feel like I could get results quicker. And I do. And they're very, you know, I sent pictures of my back rash to the dermatologist and I said I was concerned about the parts that were like more raw. And I sent all the pictures and she was like, it just looks like new growth skin. It looks great. It looks like it's healing really, really well. And I'm like, okay, I was panicked about it, right? I mean, it still hurts when I wear my brace, but obviously if I'm not doing any damage, maybe that makes a difference. She said only come in if you have new spots that are raw or new spots that are growing or whatever. So I said, okay. Now, the raw areas have been leaching fluid. Is that the word? They've been excessively full of fluid lately. She said that's expected. You know, it's the kind of bandages we have actually draw the fluid out too. So, but again, part of the process. So I love that I can talk to my doctors over the portal, and I know that they're through their staff, but again, it's easier that way, and it's quicker. You get quicker results that way. In fact, the dermatologist, I got an answer back like so quickly that I was like, did I catch her on lunch? And she was looking at like, did she take, but she's just on it, you know. I got a good team. I'm just telling you, I got a good team. If you ever come here, I'll give you my number and I'll tell you all my doctors because they're a really good team. Okay, anyhow, that is all. So today we're going to get the nuclear bone scan. When we get the results, we'll figure out how the tumor in my spine is and how much radiation. We'll talk to the radiation doctor once he gets these tests back, and we'll see what he wants to do moving forward, which yay. But I couldn't even like go ahead and make an appointment because I don't know that I actually even need to at this point. Does that make sense? Hopefully that's making sense to you. I have tons of paperwork to fill out, but I cannot see the paperwork. But the good news is now that I have a home health aide coming in, that is also one of the things that she can help me do. There was a lot of talk back. I'm sorry, I'm tearing up. There was a lot of talk back and forth about what she's allowed to do and what she's here for and all this stuff. Listen, she brought a whole list of the things that she can and cannot do yesterday. Trust me, she can do all the things that I'm hoping she can help me do. So, I am super excited. She's really great. I just can't wait to get in there and start mixing it up type of thing. So, what else? So this she's going to be able to, I just wanted to elaborate on a little bit. She's going to be able to do the things to help out Jim. But this first week is sort of like Jim training her almost. Like, this is how we use my washer and dryer, and this is how Jeri, like, this is the stuff that Jeri doesn't dry, and this is the stuff that Jeri does dry. And sometimes I just check with her and say, do I dry this, and how do I dry this, like, kind of thing. Now, I think I've told you guys before, I'm not like a freak about it, like, but I am very long on the torso, so I really don't like to dry my shirts at all, because if they shrink short ways, I look like Britney Spears, and it's like no good. I don't look like Britney Spears, but you know what I mean. That's what I call those tops when they are like belly tops. You're like, hey, look, it's my Britney look. And I don't care if that happens to my pants. So my pants, like, unless they're like, I don't know, certain pants, like the material, but otherwise pants can go in the dryer. I don't care. All day and all night. My bras can go in the dryer. My underwear can go in the dryer all day and all night. It's really my shirts and my dresses that I hang up, and anything that, again, that is that certain kind of material. The one exception is my nightgowns. So I love these nightgowns. They're 95% rayon, 5% spandex. Whenever I find a material like that, I go crazy, and I just like, oh, this is the greatest nightgowns ever. However, I have personally found that when I wash them and dry them, they become thicker and stiffer. I know that sounds crazy. They do shrink a little bit too, but I don't like the way the material turns. Because they're so soft and silky and kind of like breezy, when you dry them a lot, they become, I think it's the rayon. I think the rayon kind of like closes up its fibers and stuff. So that's one of those things that we just do on very low heat, like kind of like mostly tumble dry on low heat. So there's like exceptions, and I'm like, well, you know, when you pay for your clothes, you really want them to last you. Like, that's the whole point. There's an expression that the poor man pays twice, because we can't afford higher quality things. But if you take care of lower quality things like they were higher quality things, then you wouldn't have to pay twice as often, if that makes any sense. So, yeah, so I just was like, he's gonna go over like the steps in the laundry. And I said to her and him, and I was like, if you guys want to work out like while Jim's off of work, right now he's off of work. So if you guys want to work out, like, you can help him do certain things and he can help you do certain things, then that's up to you guys. But it's really like when he goes back to work, she'll know what to do, because he won't like be here type of thing. So what else? Can't think of what else I wanted to talk about.